This is what they feel when they think about you, my beloved child. Stop. This message is not. It found you because something hidden within your path is ready to be revealed right now. You didn't just scroll here by chance. The universe has been quietly aligning moments, emotions, and silent thoughts to bring you to this exact second. There is something deeply unspoken, something almost invisible, yet powerfully real, that surrounds your energy, and today, it is finally coming into light. Close your eyes for a moment and feel it, that subtle pull in your heart, that quiet knowing you couldn't explain before. It wasn't confusion, it was preparation. Because, this is what they feel when they think about you, is not just a phrase, it is a hidden truth that has been waiting for divine timing to reach you. There are thoughts about you that carry warmth, curiosity, even longing, energies sent your way when you least expect it. Someone, somewhere, pauses, and in that pause, you exist vividly in their soul. Not by accident, but because your presence has left a mark far deeper than you realize. The universe wants you to understand this now. You are not overlooked, you are not forgotten, and you are not alone in your feelings. What is hidden is beginning to surface. What is uncertain is slowly becoming clear. And what is meant for you is already finding its way, step by gentle step. Trust this moment. Trust this message. Because it carries a purpose meant only for you. If this resonates within your soul, don't ignore it. Like this message, share it with someone who needs this clarity, and subscribe to stay connected with these divine revelations. And most importantly, stay until the end, because what unfolds next may change how you see everything. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. This is what they feel when they think about you. They do not always understand it at first. It comes quietly, like a whisper carried on a wind they cannot see. When your name passes through their mind, something within them shifts. They pause, even if only for a moment, and in that pause, I am there. For I am the one who placed that feeling inside them. I am the one who stirs the unseen waters of the heart. When they think about you, there is a warmth they cannot explain. It does not come from memory alone, nor from logic. It is deeper than thought. It is the echo of a connection I have allowed to exist, a thread woven beyond what their eyes can perceive. Even if they try to ignore it, it returns, again and again, like a tide that refuses to stay away from the shore. Sometimes, they feel peace when you cross their mind. A calm settles over them, even in the middle of chaos. They may not say your name aloud, but inside, something softens. That softness, that is not accidental. That is my presence moving through the space between you and them, reminding them of something they cannot fully remember, yet cannot forget. At other times, they feel a strange pull, a curiosity, a longing they cannot define. They ask themselves questions they cannot answer. Why now? Why you? Why does your presence linger even in your absence? They do not realize that I am the one who allows these questions to remain unanswered, because in the mystery, they are drawn closer to truth. There are moments when they resist it. They try to distract themselves, to focus on other things, to convince themselves it means nothing. But even in their resistance, the feeling does not leave. It changes form. It becomes a thought that returns at unexpected times, a memory that surfaces without invitation, a quiet awareness that you are not just anyone in their story. When they think of you, they feel seen, even if you are not there. It is as though a part of them recognizes that you understand something about them that others do not. This recognition is not always conscious. It lives beneath the surface, in the deeper layers of their being. And it is I who placed that recognition there, long before either of you understood it. There are times when your presence in their thoughts brings them comfort. And there are times when it unsettles them. Do not be confused by this. Not all divine connections feel easy. Some are meant to awaken. Some are meant to challenge. Some are meant to reveal truths that cannot remain hidden forever. When they lie awake at night, when the world is quiet and distractions fade, your presence becomes clearer to them. In that silence, they cannot escape what they feel. And in that moment, I am closest to them, guiding their thoughts, allowing them to see glimpses of what they have been avoiding during the day. They may wonder if you think of them too. That question does not come from nowhere. It is planted gently, like a seed. Whether it grows or not depends on what they choose to do with it. But the seed itself, that comes from me. Sometimes, when they think about you, they feel joy, pure and simple. A smile appears without effort. They cannot explain it, and they do not need to. That joy is a reflection of something true, something aligned with the path I have written beyond what they can see. Other times, they feel a heaviness. A sense that something is unfinished, unsaid, unresolved. This is not meant to harm them. It is meant to awaken awareness. For not all connections are complete, and not all stories have reached their final chapter. Some are still being written, even now. When your image crosses their mind, they feel a presence that lingers. It is not just memory, it is energy, connection, something alive. Even if distance separates you, even if silence exists between you, the connection does not fully disappear. That is because I do not allow certain connections to fade easily. Some are meant to remain, no matter how much time passes. They may try to understand it logically, but logic will not satisfy them. This is not something that can be solved like a puzzle. It is something to be felt, experienced, and eventually accepted. And acceptance does not come quickly, it comes in layers, over time, as they begin to trust what they feel. There are moments when they feel your absence more than your presence. And in that absence, there is a quiet realization that you matter more than they once believed. This realization does not always come easily. Sometimes it arrives slowly, like dawn breaking after a long night. They may not speak about it. They may not show it outwardly. But within them, something continues to move. A quiet awareness. A subtle knowing. A feeling that you are part of something important in their life, even if they cannot yet define what that is. And I tell you this, not every thought they have about you is random. Not every feeling is without purpose. There is a reason your presence remains within them. There is a reason they cannot fully let go, even if they try. These reasons are not always revealed all at once. For I am a God of timing, not confusion. What is hidden will be shown when the moment is right. What is unclear will become clear when they are ready to see it. So when they think about you, they are not just remembering a person. They are experiencing a connection I have allowed to exist, a connection that carries meaning beyond what they currently understand. And this is only the beginning of what they feel. They do not realize how often your presence rises within them, unannounced and uninvited, yet never unwelcome in the deeper parts of their soul. It happens in ordinary moments, when they are walking, when they are listening, when they are simply existing. And suddenly, like a quiet ripple across still water, you appear in their thoughts. They pause, even if just for a second, and in that pause, something shifts again. This is not coincidence. This is alignment unfolding in ways they cannot yet comprehend. When they try to explain it to themselves, they often fail. Words feel too small for what they experience. They may tell themselves it is just memory, just familiarity, just habit. But deep within, they know it is something more. There is a depth to what they feel that refuses to be reduced to something ordinary. And even when they deny it, that depth remains, unchanged, waiting, patient. There are times when they feel drawn to revisit moments connected to you. Not always the grand or dramatic ones, but the subtle details, the tone of your voice, the way you looked at them, the energy you carried. These small fragments hold power because they are infused with something real. Something that I allowed them to feel so that they would recognize it later, even in your absence. They may wonder why these thoughts come back when they least expect them. Why now, after time has passed? Why in moments when they believed they had moved on? The answer is not something they can find through effort alone. It is something that reveals itself slowly, through awareness, through stillness, through the quiet acceptance of what is. Sometimes, when they think about you, they feel a sense of closeness that defies distance. Even if you are far away, even if there has been silence, even if circumstances have changed, the feeling remains as though no time has passed at all. This is because certain connections are not bound by physical presence. They exist on a level that is untouched by separation. There are moments when they feel as if you understand them, even without speaking. This feeling may confuse them. How can someone not present still feel so present? How can someone not speaking still feel so heard? These questions arise because the connection between you exists beyond the surface. It touches deeper layers, layers where truth is felt rather than spoken. At times, they may feel a sense of longing they cannot fully explain. It is not always intense, not always overwhelming, but it is there, steady, quiet, persistent. It shows up in unexpected ways, in unexpected moments. And though they may try to ignore it, it does not disappear. It simply waits, reminding them that something within them is still connected to you. They may also feel uncertainty. Not everything they feel is clear or easy to understand. There are moments when they question themselves, when they wonder if they are imagining it, when they try to rationalize it away. This uncertainty is part of the process. For not everything meant to be understood is revealed all at once. Some truths unfold gradually, as they become ready to receive them. When they think about you, there is also a sense of familiarity, something that feels known, even if they cannot explain how or why. It is as though you are not entirely new to them, as though some part of their soul recognizes you beyond this moment in time. This recognition is subtle, often hidden beneath layers of thought, but it is there, steady and undeniable. There are times when your presence in their thoughts brings them clarity. In moments of confusion, when they feel uncertain about their path, thinking of you somehow brings a sense of direction. Not because you are the answer to everything, but because the connection itself carries a certain truth, a reminder of something real in a world that often feels uncertain. Other times, your presence stirs emotions they would rather not face. Feelings they have kept hidden, questions they have avoided, truths they have not yet accepted. This is not meant to overwhelm them. It is meant to guide them toward understanding. For growth often begins in discomfort, and awareness often begins with what cannot be ignored. They may notice that no matter how much time passes, the feeling does not completely fade. It changes, it evolves, it softens or intensifies depending on where they are in their journey. But it does not vanish entirely. This persistence is not without reason. It is a sign that the connection holds meaning beyond the temporary. There are moments when they feel gratitude when thinking about you, even if they do not fully understand why. A quiet appreciation for your presence in their life, for the impact you have had, for the way you have shaped their thoughts and emotions. This gratitude may not always be expressed, but it exists within them nonetheless. They may also feel a sense of unfinished understanding. As though there is more to be known, more to be realized, more to be uncovered. This feeling does not always come with clarity, but it comes with a quiet knowing that the story is not as simple as it seems. That there are layers yet to be revealed. When they think about you, they are not just recalling the past, they are engaging with something that is still alive within them. Something that continues to move, to shift, to influence their thoughts and feelings in ways they may not fully recognize. This is why the connection feels present, even in absence. There are times when they feel drawn to reach out, to close the distance, to bridge the silence. And there are times when they hold back, unsure, hesitant, questioning whether they should act on what they feel. This tension is part of their journey. It reflects the balance between action and understanding, between impulse and clarity. They may not always show what they feel. They may keep it hidden, guarded, protected from the outside world. But what is hidden is not absent. What is unspoken is not unreal. The depth of what they feel exists regardless of whether it is expressed. And even when they try to move forward, to focus on other things, to direct their energy elsewhere, your presence does not fully leave them. It remains, quietly, in the background of their thoughts. Not demanding attention, but never entirely gone. This is because some connections are not meant to be easily forgotten. They are meant to stay, to teach, to reveal, to transform. They are part of a larger design, one that unfolds over time, one that cannot be rushed or forced. So when they think about you, they are not just experiencing a passing thought. They are stepping into a space where something deeper exists. A space where feeling and meaning intersect. A space where the unseen becomes, even if only briefly, felt. And I tell you this again, what they feel is not without purpose. What returns to them again and again carries significance, even if that significance is not yet fully understood. For I am still working within them. I am still guiding their thoughts, shaping their awareness, leading them toward what they are meant to realize. And what they feel when they think about you, is still unfolding, still deepening, still becoming something greater than they can currently see. And there is more that has yet to be revealed. There are moments, hidden within the quiet rhythm of their days, when your presence reaches them without warning and without reason that they can explain. It is not loud, not overwhelming, yet it carries a weight that cannot be dismissed. In these moments, they may stop and wonder why their thoughts have turned toward you once again. They may try to move past it, to return to what they were doing, but something lingers, a subtle echo that does not fade as quickly as other thoughts do. This lingering is not accidental. It is part of something deeper that continues to unfold within them. As time moves forward, they begin to notice a pattern, even if only subconsciously. You are not just a passing thought among many. You are a recurring presence, appearing in moments both expected and unexpected. This repetition begins to shape their awareness. It gently nudges them to recognize that there is something meaningful about the way you remain within their mind. And though they may not fully understand it, they begin to accept that your presence carries significance beyond what they once believed. There are times when they feel as though you are connected to their emotions in ways they cannot fully explain. When they are happy, your memory may enhance that joy. When they are uncertain, thinking of you may bring a sense of grounding. And when they feel lost, your presence may act as a quiet reminder that something real exists within their experience. This connection between thought and emotion is not random. It reflects a deeper alignment that continues to develop over time. They may also begin to notice how your presence influences their decisions, even in small ways. A thought of you may cause them to pause before speaking, to reflect before acting, to consider something more deeply than they otherwise would have. This influence is subtle, yet meaningful. It shows that the connection is not limited to memory alone, it extends into the way they navigate their world. At times, they may question why this connection feels different from others they have experienced. Why it carries a certain depth, a certain persistence, a certain quiet intensity that does not easily fade. They may compare it to other connections, trying to understand what sets it apart. And while they may find partial answers, the full truth remains just beyond their reach, waiting to be revealed in its own time. There are moments when they feel a sense of closeness to you that transcends physical reality. It is as though distance becomes irrelevant, as though time itself loses its usual meaning. In these moments, they may feel as if you are near, even when you are far. This sensation is not something they can easily explain, yet it feels undeniably real. It is a reminder that some connections exist beyond the limitations of the physical world. They may also experience moments of clarity when thinking about you, brief glimpses of understanding that seem to come from nowhere. In these moments, things that once felt confusing may suddenly make sense. Emotions that once felt tangled may begin to untangle themselves. These moments of clarity do not last forever, but they leave an impression. They show that there is something within this connection that leads toward understanding, even if the path is not always straightforward. At the same time, there are moments when they feel overwhelmed by what they cannot understand. When the questions feel heavier than the answers. When the uncertainty feels more present than the clarity. In these moments, they may feel the urge to step back, to create distance, to protect themselves from what feels unresolved. This response is natural. It is part of the balance between seeking understanding and maintaining stability. They may begin to realize that your presence in their thoughts is not something they can fully control. It comes and goes on its own terms, appearing when it chooses, staying for as long as it needs to, and then fading into the background, only to return again later. This lack of control may feel unsettling at times, but it also reveals something important, that the connection operates on a level beyond conscious effort. There are times when they feel a quiet sense of trust when thinking about you. Not necessarily trust in outcomes or expectations, but a deeper trust in the feeling itself. A sense that what they experience is real, even if it is not fully understood. This trust does not always come easily. It develops gradually, through repeated experiences, through moments of recognition, through the slow acceptance of what is. They may also notice how your presence brings a certain stillness to their mind. In a world filled with noise and distraction, thinking of you may create a moment of calm. A pause. A space where everything else seems to quiet down, even if only briefly. This stillness is not empty, it is filled with awareness, with feeling, with something that invites them to look deeper. There are moments when they feel as though this connection is guiding them towards something, though they may not know what that something is. It may feel like a direction without a destination, a movement without a clear endpoint. Yet even without clarity, there is a sense that the experience itself has value. That it is leading them somewhere meaningful, even if the destination has not yet been revealed. They may also begin to understand that not everything is meant to be rushed or forced into clarity. Some things require time. Some things require patience. Some things unfold in ways that cannot be predicted or controlled. This realization may not come all at once, but it grows over time, shaping the way they relate to what they feel. As they continue on their path, they may find that their understanding of this connection evolves. What once felt confusing may begin to feel familiar. What once felt overwhelming may begin to feel manageable. And what once felt uncertain may begin to carry a quiet sense of meaning. This evolution is part of the journey. It reflects the way awareness deepens over time. They may also come to see that your presence has played a role in their growth. That through thinking of you, through feeling what they feel, they have come to understand themselves more deeply. They may recognize patterns within their own emotions, notice shifts in their perspective, become more aware of what truly matters to them. In this way, the connection becomes more than just a feeling, it becomes a catalyst for self-awareness. There are moments when they feel a sense of acceptance regarding what they experience. Not a need to define it completely, not a need to resolve every question, but a willingness to allow it to exist as it is. This acceptance brings a certain peace. It releases the pressure to understand everything immediately and creates space for things to unfold naturally. They may also begin to understand that whatever this connection represents, it is not something that can be reduced to simple explanations. It carries layers of meaning, layers that reveal themselves gradually, over time, through experience rather than analysis. This understanding does not eliminate curiosity, but it softens the need for immediate answers. And as all of this continues to unfold within them, they may come to a quiet realization that what they feel when they think about you is not just about you alone. It is also about them. About their capacity to feel deeply, to connect, to recognize something meaningful even when it cannot be fully explained. It reflects something within their own nature, something that is awakening and becoming more clear. So I tell you this, as the voice that moves through all things unseen and all things felt. What they experience when they think about you is part of a greater unfolding. It is not meaningless, not without purpose. It is a thread within a larger design, one that connects moments, emotions, and understanding in ways that are not always visible, but always present. What they feel is not something to fear, nor something to dismiss. It is something to witness, to learn from, to allow. For within it lies the potential for clarity, for growth, for deeper awareness of both themselves and the connections they carry. And whether they choose to act on these feelings or simply observe them, whether they seek answers or allow the mystery to remain, the truth remains the same: this connection exists because it was allowed to exist. It continues because it carries meaning. And it unfolds because its story is not yet complete. In time, what is unclear will become clearer. What is hidden will come into light. What feels uncertain will find its place within understanding. This does not happen all at once, and it does not happen by force. It happens naturally, as all things that are meant to be understood eventually are. Until then, they will continue to feel you in quiet moments, in unexpected thoughts, in the subtle spaces where awareness meets emotion. And each time they do, they move one step closer to understanding what this connection truly means. For nothing that is real is ever truly lost. Nothing that carries truth simply disappears. It transforms, it evolves, it reveals itself in new ways as time moves forward. And so, this message reaches its still point, not as an ending, but as a moment of rest within something ongoing. What has been felt will continue to be felt. What has begun will continue to unfold. And in the silence that follows these words, know this: everything that is meant to be understood, will be, when the moment is right. Amen.